Welcome, travelers of the internet, to Brighthelm Recording. This is your host, Master Barkle, playing Pillars of Eternity. We left off after dealing with a certain lord. Hopefully his niece will be fine, wherever she may be. Told her to trust nobody, so hopefully we don't find a body in a ditch or something. But after that, I think it's time we get back to main storyline stuff. We need to travel to Cleobon Relog, and along the way, see if we can help out Adair with some Watcher stuff. I think that's about it as far as Cleobon Relog goes. So let's get to that. What? Tonk! Why are you slacking behind, huh? Come on, you big chunker. Spooky.
This is the place. My big brother's last battle. Wish I could tell you what we're looking for.
Why are you so quiet?
Anything from that battle, I guess. Whatever 15 years of rain hasn't buried. You see my brother's ghost, you give me a holler, alright?
Alright. Ghosty goo. Where are you? Slifhota. A man stands before you, his face smeared with green and ochre dyes. Hides and furs cover his body, and he holds a spear in one hand.
Estro.
Okay. He bears teeth that have been filed to fine points. Back to your village, Estramor. You are lucky the three tusks still got a hunting other quarry today. Yeah, see, there's some people that's probably in that ruin. I'm after them. So are we. He runs his thumb along the smooth wood of the spear. That is why we wait here, Estramor. That is why I have decided to let you leave in peace. Well, they're my enemies. If you let me in, I can bring them out for you. I'm a watcher. And allow even more Estramoran to trample sacred grounds? Certainly not. Never mind the facts that the ones inside are probably picking the place clean as we speak. What will you do? We will wait. If they are inside, they must come out. And when they do, he slides a fingertip along the point of his spear and shows you the drop of blood. Hey, you should probably get a band-aid for that. You could get an infection like that. It's not good for you. Okay, I guess I'll be going then. And do not come this way again. Is that the one and only way in?
Not much here.
Okay. Yeah, not much here in terms of, like, battlefield. This place... Maybe this is your body, brother's body?
Too recent.
Oh, okay. Oh. He has loot. Freedom? I don't see no purple...
Nothing over here. I guess they cleaned up real good after the battle. This is embarrassing.
Is it?
I think I see... No. Never mind.
Yep.
Those face painters can't guard that place for... These ruins are claimed, friend. On your way.
Looter leader.
No need to get riled, boys. We're just passing by.
Look at his talisman, Pag. Eothasian.
How about that? A godless sack of shit. We got a blazing corpse worshiper on our hands.
Uh-oh. They're gonna try to purge us.
Actually, they never found the body.
Only reason for the legacy is because the Duke doesn't got the guts to see you all slaughtered. The gods want you dead. Me and Pag, though, we done our part during the purges, didn't we, Pag?
Seamstresses?
Whoop.
Make your cracks now. Got no god or homeland to avenge you. By Magrin, this'll be short work.
I'm pretty sure this is just ignorance.
Doesn't matter who it was for anyway. Country's better for the purges. Maybe we start a new purge right here.
Alright, your funeral.
You're mine.
They were right. That was short work.
Yeah. They didn't stand a chance. Got some camping supplies even too. What's here? In the mud. A Raid Saren standard piece. The tip of some metal object protrudes from a mound of watery river silt. With both hands, you and Adair begin digging in the mud until the object is dislodged. You close your hand around it and pull it from the wet earth. The object is a steel semicircular frame about the size of your fist. At even points around the semicircle, jagged points jut out like tongues of flame, the rays of a rising sun. At the sun's center is the carved silhouette of a Vorless plant.
I've seen these before. They top the standards of Raid Saris. Or did when Weidman was alive. Well, it's something. Just not sure what it gets me.
Let's see if Grieving Mother can help us out with this. Look, I appreciate you taking the initiative, but I don't think there's much chance that this nice stranger lady happens to be a cipher. I will do what I can, but I will need the skill of a watcher to aid my own, to identify the soul once I have found its traces. She turns to Adair, her hand outstretched. Adair hands her the steel sun. The motion is mechanical, unconscious. The Grieving Mother takes the sun in one hand and yours in the other, and you can feel her presence in your mind, her thoughts bidding you to relax. Focus, she says, and the word reverberates as if though an endless chasm. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought. Adair's soul a vibrant signature with which to locate his brother. One voice stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest. A shade brighter than Adair's, but unmistakably of the same construction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curves of the steel sun, and in your mind, it opens before you as a path stretching both southward to Gilded Vale and northward over the uneven terrain that joins the Deerwood to Raid Saris. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can find, gliding over plains and hillsides to a one-room home in Gilded Vale with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distance and time rendering images blurry and details scarce. From Gilded Vale, it follows a road toward Madmar Bridge, reaching the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Raid Saris. The path leads to a Raid Saren city, regal and austere in the Idea imperial style. It winds through streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as it turns its gaze to you, the light drowns out all else. Its voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out in the imprint, echoes of others. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backward, carrying you along to a barracks, then back southward, marching into Deerwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield, the imprint is vivid, and you see a Raid Saren standard, topped with a steel sun, clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Raid Saren armor with Adair's straw-colored hair race toward the standard and lift it, the path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet. And as his hand brushes the steel tip, you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur, and they are of his god, and his country and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant, the thoughts are gone as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick the path up again as it meanders south and disintegrates in the shadow of Cleobon Rilog. You open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother got as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Rayed Saris instead. He met Widewind there. Then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewind?
Widewind's head was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewind? Why'd my brother fight for Rayed Saris?
I really don't know. Promise.
I guess that's it.
It was always a long shot.
It's a funny thing. You can tell yourself that 100 different ways. Makes no difference in the end.
But I have to wait around anymore. Got what I needed. If only there were words to fill such emptiness. Better yet, to remove his doubt, his questions. I regret that my answers have only deepened his pain. Well, it's closure of sorts. Maybe it just takes some time to work it through. What we got here, huh? A broken bridge lies before you. Most of it appears to have crumpled into the river centuries ago, leaving two jagged ledges on either side of the water. You see a yawning passage into the mountain on the other side. You might be able to jump across the gap. Let's do it. Jump! Grieving mother misjudges the gap and barely makes it across, spraining her wrist in the process. Oh no, a sprained wrist? Minus 15 deflection? That's nothing. She can shake it off. Walk it off. That sort of whatnot. Since they aren't in here, the Glonfothans, the three Tusk Stalgar, something like that. We'll just head in without them knowing and deal with the problems. Ready once again. Here we are, dungeon delving. Any loot around in here? Any hot loot in my area? Savages massed at the gates with their arrows and swords and spears, yearning for conquest and plunder. Their chieftains and warriors feared not vengeance of gods, nor the wrath of their enemies. Death would not punish them. Bit of a voice crack there. Treasure. Ooh. A fine war bow. It's about time I get myself a better bow. More troublemakers. What we got down here? Some drugs on the wall. And ooze.
I can do that. That's settled.
What we got here? Loot. Oh, Animats. Hungering always for nations and gold. They were ruthless and fearless. Sura's supper plate. Interesting. Oh, another trap. Probably should be sneaking around looking for traps. But that sounds lame. Better to just step on traps. Get them out of the way. I feel like that's the main entrance out. More corrupted druids. Quite a few enemies in here. Never could Picos accord with their chiefs. Can a people find order when sunset brings darkness, but never a map in the sky, the stars of the sky? Okay. oddly worded chant, I guess. Spoilings. Oh, a trap there. Durance. Good job, Durance. You've triggered all the traps in this room. Who would have thunk the Sporlings would have trapped their own little room here? And maybe that was Durance. I don't think it was Tunk because he's super light-footed. We'll blame Durance because that's the going theme here. Clear bond relog level 2. Okay, this looks like a boss room. Behold the giant animat. I feel like I could go through that way. I feel like the game doesn't want me to do that. A series of pictographs, simple but clear, are carved on a column in this alcove. Figures of men and women with their arms raised are carved into the top of the column. Suits of armor in the same pose have been chiseled into the bottom. Interesting. What have we done here? More traps. It was for Adair. Okay.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
I think we did it, Dan.
Your mom.
Okay. The pictograms in this alcove portray a procession marching to an altar. A lone figure lies upon the altar, and another member of the procession drives a dagger into his heart. Something flows from the dying man into a white stone perched above the altar. Right here. Okay. Is there like white Audra? Time was a veil to the godless, no blessings to reap and no mercies to sow. Animats. Oh,
Light.
Treasure.
Flame and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Moonstone. Maybe that's what it was. White stone was moonstone. It came from the moon. A column of hieroglyphs shows men and women standing in a line and descending into a pool. The figures that emerge below it stand with outstretched arms and triumphantly serene expressions. Alrighty. More ghosts. What was that? Water. It gave me an Inguithan key. A man and a woman carved from lustrous Audra pour the contents of a vase at their feet, leaving their bodies to offer their souls and forsaking the weakness of flesh and enfeebling of bone. The barbarian godless succumbed at last. Shh. Okay. That seems like a main passageway from earlier. Maybe we want to continue on around like this.
You better run!
Four egg-shaped stones sit atop short, narrow pedestals. All face an altar in the middle of the room, right here. It's very much that same altar from earlier. The images in this alcove depict a row of pale stones surrounding a suit of armor. Something flows from the stones and into the armor, imbuing it with a golden halo. So the animats are made from souls, I'm presuming.
Hello. Hello.
Okay.
You're mine!
Let's take out those blights. A man and a woman carved from lustrous Audra pour the contents of a vase at their feet. We've seen that before. So here's the woman. Here's the man. They look kind of like water, almost. It's really interesting. Wish they had like a line of Audra going down, but I guess that may have been too delicate to work with or something. It would look like a sprue from, you know, a miniature or something. They would like, chop that off. We don't need that. Scenes from a battle appear on this column. An army of men in loincloths and hides is gathered, dwarfed by a dozen full suits of armor that loom over them. In the descending images, the armors crush the army. Okay, some moonstone, nice. More ghosts.
If thou feel
There's an army of white stones in here. Maybe moonstone? Is a guess? It was a guess. Audra grows from a central pillar and seems to spill down the steps. Luminous egg-shaped stones are nested within the rippling Audra. Okay. That's quite spooky.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
It's a good idea. Bloodstone. This looks like a forge or something. Audra Animat? Really big. Well, that guy's down. Of perception +2. Interesting. But not better than what I got. Oh, there's one guy who forgot to join the fight. Or two guys. Oh, they didn't stand a chance all by themselves. They needed that big guy. Fighters in iron, relentless and fierce as the thousands of foes. Images of men and women swinging hammers and heating iron over a forge fills this alcove. You know, it's still flowing. Despite this place supposed to be ruins, right? I guess the Animats are keeping it going. Are the Ingwithian people like the Forerunners? They just have everything automated now?
And what does the flame reveal?
Interesting.
You better run!
Let me just take a look-see around. I don't see anything else. Maybe something that way. Oh, nothing here. Nothing but a wall. Okay. What was that? Well, if they're just constantly walking around here, going to the 3rd level, probably no traps.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
It's good. Be quiet. Because there might be traps here, and Durrance needs to hear them out before he steps on them. That way he gets some warning, at least. Oh, hey. Ain't that familiar? So that's the ghostly goo I need to talk to? We'll loot this guy first, though. Or just blow him away, I guess. Sneezed on him. Sorry. A haze of essence lingers over the body, as faint and insubstantial as a dust plume in a rider's wake. Yet as you draw closer, whispered instructions echo in your ears, and anticipation warms your blood. In a vision, you see the same stone machine you approached moments ago, but from a different height and angle, as if through different eyes. You've heard rumors that some of your brethren were sent here months ago, yet you see no sign that anyone has been here. In fact, the cobblestones are covered in a fine layer of dust. ash. You know suddenly what this will cost you, and you are ready. The orders were clear. The effects of the machine and Cleobon relog were wearing off. A child has been born not far from Deerford recently, its soul intact. The machine would need to be reactivated. Oh, yeah, we gotta destroy this machine too. You and your companions take up your positions. You share a final look of affirmation between yourselves. They don't know your name, and you don't know theirs, but you know that you're doing the work of the gods together. None of the rest matters. 2 carved bands of stone in the middle of the machine grind into motion. They rotate in opposite directions, picking up speed until they spin like freshly greased carriage wheels. A wind shrieks through the cavern, accelerating with the stone rings. You press your hands to your ears and grit your teeth against the noise. You're about to shut your eyes when you glimpse new movement. Rows of triangular flaps around the machine, open like petals. You don't know what's happening in the machine, but you feel a tingling at your extremities. Searing pain spreads through your body, a hot knife separating every tissue and ligament within you. All the while, it feels as if you're falling toward the machine, your stomach mashed against your spine. What happens next is too fast to process. You awaken from the vision to find yourself kneeling and gasping for air. Holding your head, you let the tiles between your knees gradually come into focus. As you catch your breath, you remember the strange scene you saw outside Shilan Li, where several robed figures fell amidst a howling Beowig. Looking at the ash scattered across the cavern floor, it is apparent that the leaden key has been doing this, whatever it is, all over the Deerwood. I feel like I figured that out 3 or 4 episodes ago. Well, something in the ether hums and buzzes through your teeth. How do we... Can we stop it? Blow it up? Take a hammer and unga bunga? Are we done here? Oh, we're done here. Wild. Well, now we gotta go back to Defiance Bay, Dunrid Row, inform Lady Webb of everything that's going on. Okay, well, what's this? You hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountain. A shallow bottom flickers and wavers just under the water's edge, but as you look toward the tunnel, the bottom disappears into darkness. From here, it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. However, a faint light plays along the walls of the tunnel. The echo of rushing water suggests that the tunnel and stream continue for quite some distance. Sounds like a water slide to me. You take slow, sloshing steps toward the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you gasping, and as it rises past your waist, you fight to control your breaths. The stream bed soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you toward the tunnel with growing force. Let's go ahead. Full on. The current pushes you through the tunnel faster and faster, tugging you downward over your head. The tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pocket of air. You take a final deep breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light pierce the darkness, but the current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpses as you speed by. You keep your hands in front of yourself and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness, jutting from the walls. A light winks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks to be the mouth of a second, smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. That's gotta be treasure. Grab me, I'll do it. You wrap your fingers around the rocks lining the tunnel and peer into it. It terminates in a dead end, but something glints among the rocks at the far side. Reaching it would be a challenge for anyone without strong lung capacity. You pull yourself into the tunnel, executing deft scissor kicks while the passage narrows around you. At the end, you find a skeleton with a handle protruding from its ribs. You pull it free and push off from the wall, propelling yourself back toward the main tunnel. Swirling and tumbling through the darkness of the tunnel, you at last see a halo of light above, and you swim and kick toward it. At last, your head breaks the surface. You gulp air into your aching lungs, and you pull yourself to the edge of the pool, crawling out of the water. You look at the cavern around you as you massage feeling back into your aching, cold, numbed limbs. But I got the treasure. And that's all that matters. Oh hey, we're back on level 1. Yeah, we want to go out this way, right? Pretty sure it was this way. Maybe we should tell those Glonfothans that, like, the strangers aren't coming back out. Ahoy there, fellows. The time for words has ended, Estremor. Go. You guys are going to be waiting for a long time. Because they ain't coming back out. Ever. Let's head to Cadnua and take a good rest there.
A few repairs and this keep will be a sight to see.
Uh-oh. Got a palace messenger. Oh, dearie dear. Where's the messenger, huh? Is he gonna be over here? There he is. What's up? Pardon the intrusion, my lord. Chancellor Warren urgently requests that you meet him at the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. Well, I'll be heading that way anyways. Is it about Cadnua again? I don't know. My apologies, my lord. I am merely a messenger. Well, what's the phrase? Always shoot the messenger? There was a bead of sweat trickle from the messenger's brow. Why isn't the Chancellor meeting me at the palace? This is a weird thing. Perhaps the Chancellor is meeting with you in an unofficial capacity. It happens from time to time. The messenger stares at the ground, avoiding eye contact. Who is Chancellor Warren? He's legal arbiter for Earlbet. Okay, yeah, you didn't know that stuff. Yeah. Okay. It's real sus, though. Real sus. I'll go see him when I can. The messenger bows stiffly. As he exits the chamber, he gives an audible sigh of relief before the door slams shut behind him. Yeah, I definitely should have shot the messenger. He is suspicious. Okay. Let's have a rest, grieving mother. Wait, Adair has something to say.
Hope I didn't seem ungrateful back there in the battlefield. And you went out of your way.
Well, I didn't notice you were ungrateful.
Got real close. Didn't expect that. And for a second, I thought I was gonna finally see some answers. Foolish, of course. And why should I get answers? There's a world of Aethasians out there, don't know if their god's been blown up. Still, man can't help looking back.
Yeah, I suppose.
Guess you know that well as anyone.
Yeah, I look back into the past all the time. And present. And sometimes future. And don't sleep that much. You know? Adair stares off, focusing on some distant thing, unseen and unrealized.
I might have turned my back on my god when he needed me. That's all I'll ever know.
I feel like you did what you had to, because Aethys was all about rebirth and redemption and stuff like that, and Weidwin was just going to war on everyone. Like, it seems unprovoked to me still.
His actions didn't seem righteous enough for a god. That's why me and Woden had Weidwin figured for a pretender. It didn't occur to me that my god might actually mean to do harm to his own.
What? You mean like to his own, the other gods? So like use mortals, because it's faith and belief that makes the gods gods, right? So if you take out the worshippers of all the other gods, then you'd be the one and only powerful one left behind. I guess, I don't know, it's still very destructive of Aethys.
Something to think about, I guess.
Yeah, something to think about. Do we want to swap out anyone? I think we're pretty solid how we are. Alrighty. Charred barrel. Here we come. What is this? A charred barrel. Here we go. Ambush, here we come. Each plate and utensil has been polished to a spotless shine. The thin-stemmed goblets ring melodiously at the strike of a fingernail. Very posh bar this is. Oh. It is Chancellor Warren. Lord Rollen, what brings you to Brackenbury? Let's look around the room. You realize that the charred barrel has gone quiet and turn to see the last of the patrons quickly disappearing through the front door. A moment later, a group of armed men and women stride into the tavern. Oh dear. The Chancellor quickly ducks behind the table. The woman leading the armed group lowers her cowl with one hand while keeping the other on a pistol tucked into her belt. You immediately recognize Gathman's captain. Captain Emery. Now that the sheep has been herded from their pen, you and I can conduct our business, unfortunate as I may be. What do you want? Oh, I think you know. Lord Gathman has ordered your death. She forces a frown. A shame, really. I admire your exploits, even if only half of them are true. Sadly, I have my orders. You could work for me, you know. The man is swine, albeit noble. Wealthy swine. Her lips curled in feigned disgust. Were I to do it again, I doubt I'd have taken in with him. But what's done is done, and Lord Gathman is as ruthless as he is arrogant. He'll go to great lengths to avenge a betrayal. What could you offer to make me consider such a risk? You know, I could just, I don't know, a better life. Let's offer that. Tempting, but your honor is no match for Lord Gathman's wrath. Let's get on with this. Alrighty.
Death to our enemies.
Get him, Tonk! Well, that was unexpected. Warren emerges from beneath his table and smooths the rumpled sleeves of his robe. It does not make the strange reports I received from the grasp make more sense in context, however. What haven't you told me? Earl Batamar decided to keep an eye on Lord Gathman's activities. Gathman has been hiring a lot of men recently, but for what purpose, we can't say. I'd advise you to take extra precautions at Kadnua. He may be attempting to place spies or saboteurs within your walls. Be wary, Rollen. I don't think you've seen Lord Gathman's endgame yet. Swallows the rest of his ale and gives you a curt nod before heading for the door. Ah, wonderful. He's gonna be a pain, I guess. He's got a lot of money. We'll say that.
Not a problem.
Non-ton? Name sounds familiar. Begging your pardon. Oh, it's you! It's good to see you well. We had a few rough days here, but then we found this place, and they were kind enough to hire us both. Things have been wonderful. I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you've done. Who are you? Your name's familiar. I know that. But who are you? Oh, yeah. The guy who got his friend killed by that bear back in Gilded Vale. That's who Nanton is. Yeah. Well, good thing they're doing fine, I guess. Alrighty.
Hello.
Oh. Excuse me, but I've been looking for you. You're the one who lifted the curse on Heritage Hill. My lady, who wishes to remain anonymous, has entrusted me with bringing you this pistol. It belonged to a dear friend of hers who was lost to the curse. For your part in reclaiming Heritage Hill, my lady wishes you to have it. Here, may it serve you well in battle. What would I get for selling? Nah, thank you. You're quite welcome, St. Garum Spock. Now I must be off. Farewell. Cool, a pistol, huh? Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Alrighty. Man, it's nice being popular in town. Get treasure for free. Alrighty, web. Let me spin you a web of truth.
How fares your search?
Something I could tell you about Leaden Key operations.
Well, let's hear it.
So about like 6-7 days ago, when I was taking care of Heritage Hill, it contained an ancient machine built by the Inguithans that can control the flow of seals, but like it was acting as like a magnet to attract the souls, right? And the Leaden Key, good old Theos activated it.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it.
Probably for the best.
That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
My kind of man. It's kind of the same as me. So, the second thing, the Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Inguith machines that span the country. And that's what's causing the Hollowborn epidemic. Not the gods, as everyone keeps saying. Not, Widewind. Not, whatever else is going on. Or whatever else anyone says. It's machines, right? And the Leaden Key. Who believe they're doing the work of the gods, but they're overstepping by a lot.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been.
Yeah, it is quite extreme. They're about to just wipe out a country, I guess.
The Leaden Key's conspiracy is clear now. They have used Anguithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame animancy for it.
That's right.
As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed.
So, the Leaden Key always seems to be a step ahead of us so far. And they like to infiltrate a lot of things. What's to say they aren't already in that court influencing him? Right? And aren't you of House Hadrit? Like, the line of dukes? Like, surely Wolfgren will listen to you. Say, yeah, let's get, this in court now, right? Surely he would. Like, you're a very private citizen with your little web of networks and spies and all that whatnot. Surely you're in Wolfgren's ear.
However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
The Dozens are allowed in. Ah, sir, the palace is closed to the public. Except for all these peasants who don't know what the heck they're talking about, and... I guess we'll kind of go for, like, House Dominel or something. Because the Knights of the Crucible seem kind of like the, oh, we're good people, except we're also nobles at the same time, so you're beneath us. The Dozens, full of idiots. House Dominel, they're primarily just rogues, thieves, and, gangsters. Like, they're a pretty reasonable thing in this city. So I'm guessing maybe they would be best. But, like, why can't...
What of them?
Why can't you get me in there? Like, why is Dunrid Row not a guest?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation for whatever reason.
So... the Duke is pretty easily influenced by everyone, I take it. Okay.
It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
Well, farewell. I'll figure out something. I guess I'm gonna have to do some side questing for Dominel.
Hey, pig! Hey, pig! Woohoo, pig! Look at him with his little tail.
I presume he's talking to the ghost pig. I was seeing the other pig. I think he's talking about that lady over there. In which case, that's probably a bit mean, Adair. And there you have another session of Pillars of Eternity. We did a lot this session. We learned about Adair's past at Cleambon Relog, or Adair's brother's past at Cleambon Relog, and we don't truly know why he joined up with Aethys. Maybe more details will be revealed later, but hopefully that's some closure on Adair's life. And after that, we ventured into Cleambon Relog, did some dungeon delving, got some sweet treasure and loot out of it. And after that, we returned to Cadnua, discovered a messenger, and the messenger obviously sent me into a trap with Chancellor Warren, and we dealt with that, but I feel Lord Gathman is probably going to be a bigger problem later on. After that, Lady Webb, we explained all the situations of the leaden key, and now we have to get embroiled in the politics of Defiance Bay. I wanted to avoid this, but it is very difficult to remain neutral in situations of injustice. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If an elephant has its foot on the tail of a mouse, and you say that you are neutral, the mouse will not appreciate your neutrality. This is Master Barkle from Bryhelm Recording, signing off.